Hello again, guys. Elisabeth from Norway here with my third piece in our series 12 tutorials of Christmas. This time I've made some snowflakes with my usual messy style as a background. This was really fast and fun to do, so I did two actually. I backed it with some silver sparkly paper I had in my stash, but you could use something else if you like, of course. And I also think it would look nice with the black backing as well. I'm never sure what I'm gonna do with my pieces, whether I'm gonna make it as a picture or a card or whatever. So I haven't glued it to the black yet. First, let's have a look at the materials I used for these pieces. First of all, I've used the snowflakes, the large one, and my new Kuretake Gansai watercolors. And I used a couple of blues, dark blue, and this violet, and this malachite, which is a really nice green color. You could use whatever colors you like, but I think these colors are kind of, frosty. My white gouache, of course, I need my white gouache, and my brushes, I use my soft sable brushes. These are really nice to work with, and as I've said before, you should invest in some sable brushes for your watercolors. I heat embossed the snowflakes, so I need my Versamark, of course, and I've used this wow embossing powder called Sparkling Snow. It's really sparkly. It doesn't show very well on the camera, but you could use whatever you have, of course. But with the sparkle, it's a bit nicer, I think. And I used my quickie glue and some sparkly powder to make it sparkle even more. I need my salt for the background effect, and I also used a little water bottle. The salt is just ordinary table salt, and that was all the materials I've used this time. So not many materials at all, so I do hope you will join me in making these fun pieces. And as usual, use what you have in your stash when it comes to colors or stamps or whatever. I'm just showing you the technique. So, let's start. As usual, I'm using my watercolor paper 300 GSM, and this piece is 9.5 times 14 centimeters. You don't need to use this heavy paper if you don't have, but it needs to be able to hold a lot of water, okay? We're going to start with embossing these snowflakes. I've been asked several times if I can speak all the way through a tutorial, and I've always said that because English is not my native language, it's a bit difficult. But this time I'm gonna try, because this is not a very long tutorial, so we will see how it works out. I finished heat emboss these two pieces, and I'm going to glue them down with some water to some paper. I have a stack of A4 scrap paper underneath them. I do that because then I can turn these pieces around much easier. I start with the blue, as you can see, the dark blue, darker blue, and around the snowflakes, just to get some depth around them. Then I'm just kind of dotting on some more color. This malachite, this green, is really, really nice. And some more blue and some violet. If you feel that the paper is going a little bit dry, just mist it with some water. And if it's getting too wet, like I have got it here, just mop it up with a clean brush. So now let it dry a little bit before we will add the white gouache. I use a very diluted gouache solution, just mixing it with water and just splatting it on. And then I need to dry it a little bit more. The white gouache merge into the colors is so nice to see. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the table salt. As you can see, the paper is quite wet when I'm adding the salt, and now it needs to dry completely. I dry it naturally, and here, look at this texture. It's so nice. I really do love it. The salt effect and this effect from the gouache, diluted gouache mixing with the colors when it's really, really wet. It's so nice. I really, really love this messy background. To get some more depth on the pieces, I add a little bit more splatters with the blues and the greens and a little bit more white. And if you do these splatters like I do them in layers with drying time in between, you will get this kind of depth to the piece, and which I think is really, really nice, even though it's just a messy background. But I do love all these textures you get with this technique. Can you see that? All these layers and layers, and it looks really, really lovely, I think. We need some more sparkle, so I'm going to use my quickie glue and this glitter powder for that. A little tip: use a colored paper behind the piece when you're tapping off the excess powder. It's so much easier to see the powder then. Hopefully you can see all the shine and glitter on these pieces. It's a bit difficult on the camera, but I promise you they're really, really shiny. As a final touch, I just added some really, really shiny silver paper behind them that I had in my stash. You don't need to do that, of course, but I think that was nice. As I said in the beginning, I'm never sure what I'm going to do with my pieces, so I just did that, and I didn't do a real backing on them. But it could be black, or it could be white, or it could be anything you like. I do hope you enjoyed this little tutorial, and me talking all the way through the tutorial. What a surprise. I did manage to do that actually. But I do hope you understood everything I said, because as I said, English is not my native language, and I do find it a bit difficult. You could also do sentiments on these pieces, of course. I'm not a sentiment girl. I never use them, actually, or very, very seldom, but it would be nice on these pieces, I think. So again, I hope you enjoyed this and had fun, and see you next week. And in the meantime, do some art, and above all, have fun doing it. Bye!